I'm back with more K-pop opinions. This is just a disclaimer, because like last video, there won't be a lot of opinions, just a couple. I hope nobody is upset because these are my own opinions and I'm not forcing anyone to agree. The response to my last video was all over the place. I'm just not even sure what to say. Also, K-pop just isn't that deep. Anyway, for the people commenting that Wendy is from Canada, not the US, as if it makes any difference or excuses any of her behavior, but also she literally has mentioned her living in the US.
I moved to Minnesota, USA, where my sister lives.
Okay.
I'm starting to realize the difference in vocal abilities in Les Seraphim members more. Les Seraphim I've been keeping up with since their debut. I actually really like them and I think they have a mostly good discography so far, even though their last couple of releases have been misses for me. But having kept up with them from the beginning, I'm more and more realizing that Yoonjin and Chaewon carry most of their songs. This isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it is becoming slightly more annoying and it's causing their music to become more predictable to me. I feel like with there being only two strong vocalists and them having all of the challenging parts is just even more noticeable when they perform live, and as they've been on tour I've been realizing it more. And even though the Kim Garam situation is far gone and she's just never coming back, I do think the group benefited from having another vocalist, and I can't help but wonder how her vocals would have contributed to their new releases. It's annoying when companies don't assign positions. I've stated this opinion beforehand, but I need to say it again because even with fixed positions, fans already think they can decide members' positions at random, so not adding positions clearly only causes more unnecessary fighting amongst fandoms, and with more and more groups in 4th gen debuting without fixed positions, I'm starting to see the arguing about which members holds what position or positions, and it's really annoying. Like, instead of following the trend of no fixed positions, I think it's better to stick with something that will cause even just a little less friction. Baby Monster hasn't even debuted yet, but I've already seen people arguing about who will hold what positions, and it's all just a mess. I think it's annoying and unnecessary. XG are cringe to me. I'm going to be honest, I actually do enjoy Left Right and Shooting Star, but I find the group to be very odd, and even more than that I feel like the members put on a persona and it's really off-putting. I feel like their personalities outside of content they make don't match the style of music they make. In interviews, they are very different than filming certain content, especially their mannerisms and the accents. Their raps are full of botched AVE and the accents they use when singing. It's a big contrast to them just talking in interviews, and it feels they're just cosplaying. I've seen people say that it's just their fashion or style and it represents the music they make, but I don't care, it's just extremely cringe. It's pretty clear that it's intentional, as most of the producers for their music are African American experts in the genres rap and hip-hop. Even their constant use of braids, and there's something to be said about their fans going out of their way to make sure everyone knows it's just a hairstyle, but why is this hairstyle synonymous with doing hip-hop concepts? Their fans constantly ignoring their weird shenanigans. Like, what do these girls know about we don't want no ops? Like, be so fucking serious. The girls are actually quite talented and likable otherwise, and like I said in the beginning, some of their songs are actually slay, but I cannot get behind them. Overdancing is ridiculous and looks silly. I actually just watched Opinion's video that was ripping Irene to shreds for her quote being a horrible center and having quote zombie-like stage presence, and in this video this creator also praises Overdancing as if that's any better. Though I admit her stage presence isn't great, she is absolutely a good dancer. Being a center is definitely not just about stage presence, and honestly in most cases other factor way outdo stage presence when it comes to being a center. And overdancing is just as bad as having not so great stage presence. If you're in a group overdancing, you look silly. It throws the choreography off when there is a member or even two doing way too much in comparison to other members, and it doesn't prove their dancing capabilities, it just makes them look goofy. A good example of a good main dancer who doesn't have to do too much and still shines is Seulgi from Red Velvet. She is without a doubt the strongest dancer in the group alongside Irene, but Seulgi dances amazingly while not overdoing it and maintaining the consistency and flow of their performances. She very clearly is the main dancer and doesn't have to overdance for you to know. I'm actually surprisingly growing more interest in aespa sound. It's known that I really love Winter and Ningning, but I've always found myself more interested in these two members rather than the group as a whole, mostly because their music is extremely hit or miss for me. I was very pleasantly surprised with Spicy, even though I didn't love it right away, and even now I admit I don't find it to be anything groundbreaking. It's a pretty decent summer song and it did grow on me very quickly. The only other aespa title track that I've enjoyed beforehand was Savage. Also, this recent mini-album is my favorite body of work from them so far, and I think has been one of my favorite mini-albums this year so far. I don't necessarily care for their sound, so I'm happy that I've enjoyed their music recently. Honestly, I'm not completely sure of their music direction, as I do feel Spicy is a distinct departure to the sound of their previous titles. I don't think Spicy is as popular as their previous titles excluding Girls, so I'm not really sure if the switch up is being enjoyed, but I personally really loved their Spicy era. I don't get the hype for Eve Psyche and the Bluebeard's wife. I already made it known since the song has been out that I'm just not that big a fan, but seeing the song become as popular as it has literally been so confusing to me. When Unforgiven was released, I initially didn't like it, and honestly I still kind of don't, but I do enjoy the pre-chorus, so that at least counts for something. But with this particular song, I just don't see the appeal. One of the first things I've said about the song is that it's just so repetitive and sounds more like an intro to an album rather than an actual track, but it's too long and honestly just falls short of being anything special. And with all the different versions now, it's just so annoying to even hear it at this point. Like if I never heard that song again, it would be too soon. Why is it such a big deal to not like a song or songs from popular groups? It's like you cannot even express any disinterest or even any little bit of criticism towards songs by popular groups at all. Why are we just expected to pretend to like songs just because they're from popular groups? I've seen people being attacked for not liking songs like Queen Card, Super Shy, even Cake by ITZY recently. There isn't a hate train just because these songs are not appealing to everyone. Like the guilt-tripping people for not enjoying these songs the way you did is ridiculous. Calling someone misogynistic for not liking certain songs is just so weird, and it's stupid. How can you say that music is subjective and in the same breath say that you're gross and misogynistic for not liking a song? Especially because more than likely nobody is disliking a song like Queen Card or Super Shy because they're from girl groups. If this song is not your taste, a song is not your taste and you're allowed to voice your criticism. Every song is subject to criticism, and that doesn't exclude songs by bigger groups or songs that are trendy. I don't deny that sometimes it is just a hate train, but that isn't always the case. Anyway, that's it for my opinions. I hope I didn't offend anyone with my own personal opinions, as K-pop just isn't that deep. You don't have to agree. In fact, it's 100% okay if you don't agree, but if you come in the comments being nasty or intentionally confrontational, your comments will immediately be deleted. The comments on my last video were so all over the place that I had to just give up on deleting at some point, but please don't be unnecessarily confrontational. Please like and subscribe and follow my TikTok of the same name.